5-0 herO. I don't think herO's gonna wipe Reynor off the map, but like I do think like he came in just so prepped for this event. Like, yeah, I don't know. He's just looked really good, plain and simple. Have faith in Reynor, may be very wrong. I know, I like that. I don't, you know, it's my job to obviously kind of really, you know, make these series interesting. And my approach to this one is that I genuinely do think Reynor comes in as an underdog. And so for me, I think it's exciting if Reynor gets wins. And if it's and also to me, it's really cool if herO just wins out because he's been looking absolutely dominant in PvZ this event. And if he continues that, then that's kind of cool too. So, but yeah, you know, if Reynor shows up and he absolutely wipes the floor with herO, then that's amazing because herO has not looked touchable in this matchup this entire tournament too. So that'd be sick for Reynor. That'd be awesome for us because, like I said, I think an upset would be cool. Like I said, I would find it fascinating if Reynor somehow find a way to like 3-0 here, though. I think that would be really crazy. Hatchcast and Pool all coming through. I missed all the Chinese events with the signs in the crowd and stuff as well. You guys remember there was one of the World Team League offline playoffs where they had the where I think the Kaiser Gaming owner bought everybody KFC, and I'm just sat on the stream and I'm like, where the hell's my KFC? This was like 5 or 6 years ago when I was still in my apartment. It's like 5-6 years ago, and I was just on the stream being like, wow guys, no one bought me KFC. And then the next time they showed the crowd, someone in the crowd had a sign saying KFC for WardiTV. And I was just like, yes! I don't know who told you to make this sign, but I appreciate it. So deserved. I still never got KFC, but yeah. Yeah. Let's go, Reynor, avenge serO. It would be cool if Reynor was able to avenge serO after serO's been the ZvP master for so long. For Reynor to get it done instead in this tournament would be wild. Hope Reynor's watched the serO herO games. I think obviously he will have done, but I will also say that I don't think there's a shot that herO plays the same way, because I think he really came in with those builds prepped against serO specifically. And yeah, he might crack one out here, but I think in the grand scheme of things, he's returning more to his just normal PvZ stuff in this series as he kind of did against Solar. He did say he could have maybe played a bit better against Solar, and I don't necessarily disagree. I think he could have been a bit cleaner and sharper based on what we saw yesterday, but still pretty decent. One of the things you're going to notice early game is the defense from Reynor is typically spot on. You know, it's one of the things that serO and Reynor really match up very well against herO with, is that they don't just take a bunch of damage early from the Adepts or the Oracles. So if that damage isn't happening, you're in a much better situation right from the get-go, because you're making sure to not fall behind early and to keep yourself in that very viable place as the game moves through. Quadre moves out onto the map, and you see a couple of flings out to the right side. Will be just pressing forward, going to try and catch the Adept here. Obviously, no Oracle initially, just the Void Ray to begin with. As you do see the couple of drones, the Lings, the Queen, all building through, the hatchery coming about. You got a lot of this coming by as the few Lings wrap around onto that Nexus for a few moments. The Adept is going to be there. A couple of Queens, the Lings, and the drone building through as well. So just got a lot of that up and running for the moment. Nexus and the Gateway will build by also. And Void Ray still just cruising around in the sky a little bit as the few Zerglings come through, and this Nexus taking damage. Void Ray activates, Overlord taking some shots. herO's so lucky dodging Clam. Wow, maybe he's not. Maybe Clam wasn't the best player today. Maybe that wasn't luck. I mean, herO can beat Clem too. I do think Clem's been looking good against herO lately, but herO can beat Clem too, you know? Not guaranteed to go the other way around as that Overlord is going to get picked away at there for a couple of moments. Just a bit of pushback on that for now. More drone coming up alongside the lab. A few drones in the Overlord building as well. He's going to get Chrono Boost in the Twilight Council and the Forge, just bringing a lot of that straight up and online for the moment. get that into play as we see the 6 extra gates going about. Charge and +1 are coming through. And +1 charge coming about, the extra gates coming by. Just a lot of that coming through already. A couple of Stalkers and the Adept are going to be there to try and push back against a few of those Lings as well, so putting a bit of pressure on that. As the Hydra's end, there's 18, now 24 Lings starting to build, so a lot of Lings. Fast Hydra Den from Reynor too. If herO is going to go into like the higher Oracle count, that's where the Hydra's going to be very nice as well in this series. Of course, in this case, he's not going to do that. We already know that because he already built the well, first of all, he built a Void Ray first. If you're going to go high Oracle count, you're probably not going to open with the Void Ray to start us off, so that kind of makes sense. And we see the Bane that's coming down. The Infestation Pit's still building. And again, the Hydras are starting to come through from Reynor, as we do have the couple Stalkers and the Adepts will step forward with the Oracle, playing defense against those Lings. The Bane Nest now following, the Infestation Pit following as well. You start to see the rest of this coming up and online over these next few moments. hero's going across the map. He has charging, he has +1. He has a lot of units here. He's looking to attack, and Reynor is going to run into this with these Zerglings. The Baneling Nest needs to be done. He needs Banelings out to really deal with this right now, because he needs a way to shut these Zealots down. The problem is these Banes can't really morph in right now, because they'd be morphing right into the front lines, so we're going to have to wait a second or two. These Zealots are going to have a good time initially. Adepts are moving forward. The few Adepts still alive, just going after the Hydras that are around. Yeah, Zealots will play cleanup. herO gonna be, I mean, he's gonna do well here, obviously, but he's gonna lose everything. There's no Prism involved, so without a Prism, he doesn't have the fast reinforcements. The Zealots will show up from the other side, but is that gonna be soon enough to make a difference here? Will be our question mark. Zealots Stalker taking some shots. The Lings trying to wrap around. The Zealots gonna come about. Lings will try and get out there as well, as we just see the Zealots gonna continue to try and fight. The couple of Hydras will do their thing at the same time. Void Ray, Oracle both building up currently. Again, getting a lot of that underway right now. Bringing a lot of this through. And again, just another round of Zealots coming across the map. herO. At this point, though, I don't think the Zealots alone are going to do much, and Reynor's just going straight into the Lurker Den, so he just says, okay, if you're going to be aggressive and not tech up, I'm going to go Lurkers. Now, if herO can do something with Charge Blink, when that Blink upgrade finishes and the +2 finishes, then that's obviously going to be an issue for herO. But, sorry for Reynor, who will not have Lurkers yet. But the question is, can you get across and can you make something like that happen in the correct time frame here to ensure that you end up in a bit more of a comfortable position coming out of this? Storm and the +2, both building in. Look, as Den is about to be completed. And so yeah, herO is just going to tech on up, and he's just going to play into this latest stage of the game initially, so interesting, because hero's kind of been the aggressive player initially, but happy to kind of let this go on a little while here. Let this kind of move on through. So you have our Storm again about halfway done currently, the couple High Templar building about, Lings, Hydras coming over. Can stand up a lot of this just for the next couple moments. A lot underway. The Ling's going to turn around, go back to the other side for, again, just a few more seconds. Ling Hydra Lurker joining together, getting set to go. You've seen herO is not aware of the Lurker Den just yet, which can be dangerous if you just don't know that that's happening. And that's obviously a very quick and easy way to kind of just lose this series, but I mean, I don't know what he would do if he knew about the Lurker Den anyway. Maybe he hits a timing window, which is going to be, you know, something he can take advantage of perhaps, but even that I'm not immediately sure of. Like this Hydra, the Banes, recollecting for a few moments. So let's just move back over and just going to have ourselves the Lings all settled in. So going to be seeing these Hydras and Lurkers going to be seen now for the first time by the Stalkers. The Stalkers now know what they're playing against as we blink back a couple of moments. Again, back away from those Lings initially. More Stalker shots, Lings going down. The High Templar in the back of all that. gathering as well. We do see some Zealots in the picture-in-picture hitting the base to the left side. Reynor will turn around and deal with this. A bunch of units are going to come across into that direction to shut that down and to, like I say, deal with that initially. So yeah, Reynor dealing with this well. Only 3 workers going down, so his economy is going to stay very strong and stable. Now we have a bunch of storms coming down against these lings and lurkers. Stalkers and the high tempers continue to escape away. Another couple of storms. Going to be seeing the lings coming down again. I mean, storms all over the place. Now we're going to have to morph in a couple of high tempers into Archons, but we're still retreating out of here. Can we get through? Apparently not, which means the Archons get given up. Unfortunately for herO, that's expensive, but still, he's actually okay supply-wise. It's just those lurkers are going to make it difficult for him to really engage over the next little bit of time here, and that's definitely, you know, a strong problem to be up against, because lurkers are going to be a continued factor in this game. We need to do something about them eventually, otherwise they're going to run away with this. Obviously, Revelation's coming down. We see these units still approaching. herO is a strong 4-base Protoss. He's going to counterattack and just say, okay, ton of Zealots over here. Let's force a reaction. Maybe we force some lurkers back as well. Forcing those lurkers to reposition and relocate is definitely one of the ways in which you might see success across the course of this, as the Ling Hydra comes through and gets cleaned out. Another ship Tempest building through, another storm coming down into the Hydra lurker. Another couple storms coming down again, so good amount of damage being done. Just going to be seeing the Zealots stepping through, lurkers getting jumped on. A couple of cannons will pull back over here and help out. We are now going to charge in. The Zealots looking to tank enough damage to get rid of these lurkers, and we are going to see the lurkers going down. herO going to clean up this right side attack. Beautiful defense from herO. Absolutely crisp and clean, and exactly what it needed to be to see success at this stage. So great defense, like I say, out of herO initially. And now 159 and 134 supply will continue to have a lead in this game. We'll just see how well he can or what he can do with that, or how well he can utilize it, I suppose I wanted to say, over these next few moments. Couple lurkers and morphed in once again. Getting those extra spines all coming up, bring that through. And Zealot Stalker Archon going to continue to make a bit of a shove forward here as well, so looking to really get this attack going. Pushing into the left-hand side, we've got Zealots on the right side as well, and herO is looking for a game 1 victory. Man, I kind of feel like Reynor got to where he wanted to be in this game with the lurkers, and then just could not really corral this into his favor overall. He's going to dive through, time warping in. That was not really, I don't know what we thought was going to happen there, herO. What the hell was that? I actually stopped and just yeah, okay, so he makes an attack that doesn't work out. Now Ling's going to run by into the main and natural, and Reynor is going to get given the opportunity to bounce back in this game from herO's overextension. I mean, we do kill off the hatchery in the front, so Reynor becomes the 3-base Zerg player, as he will start to lose the Lings in the main base. herO will begin to clean this out, protecting the majority of his workers. Supply is going to start to go back into herO's favor again, but man, this was really kind of wild compared to expectation. These Lings are going to win out, and so the Zealots leave him while there's still Lings here. herO is scrambling a bit. This game was looking super comfortable for him. This was looking absolutely convincing. Got caught in a bad fight against the lurkers that he chose to pick, and now making mistakes. As like I say, I think he's a bit frazzled by the fact that he took a fight that might have been so costly for him after being in such a solid position to begin with as well. So now I think he's going to, like I say, just be a little bit scrambly, but he should still be fine. Still should be the kind of the leader and the advantage player in this game, but obviously he doesn't feel like that after a few mistakes in a row, and after your opponent's being the one to have kind of control of this game for the last few moments instead. Tempest will shoot. Queen lurkers taking damage. Feedbacks on the Vipers, so nothing going to come through from those. It's going to take the spellcasters and maybe one of the main hopes away from Reynor at this point in time. Storm coming down, a couple of Lings getting hit, the lurkers taking damage as well. Ling Hydra coming over. A couple of Lings going to move down into the natural expansion over there. Storms all across these Hydras, Queens, lurkers. Damage being done, the mothership cloaking up as we continue to try and fight right now. Just keep shoving through. Another storm coming down. The Ling Hydra will take some more hits. herO up 50 supply, and he had a little bit of drama at the end of this game, but It was just that. It was drama. And the main thing about drama is, at the end of the day, no matter how we kind of get through the drama, the result is usually the same as if there was just none. And that's just going to be. These lurkers keep going down. And that's going to be herO taking the game, gets a little fist bump going as he takes game number 1 of this best of 7. But man, herO, let's not try throw all of our units into lurk. Beautiful trophy. I love that SC2 logo on top of it. I really think that just looks so good. SC2 logo looks like it's made to be on a trophy, honestly. So sick. Alright. Here we go. Game number 2. herO brought us up 1 against Reynor, our Zerg, down 1. Old Republic for the second map of this series.
Reynor.
Oh, he started off the wall off here. It is underway. Got themselves that herO signs. What is this wall? This is the same wall he did earlier today. I think the idea is you go pylon gate, side a second pylon to fully wall it. And it actually does so with pretty limited surface area on the pylons. He just forgot to get the second pylon down at the earlier point of day, which, you know, when you get the second pylon, it doesn't look as good, but in the grand scheme of things, it kind of worked out last time. Actually got some cool. On the way up. Get this in just way at the start. Pro gonna come about and do some nibbling there. Get some work done. What's up, Fluffy Toss? Thanks so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. The probe tries to come through. Oh, drone for a moment or so, try to get some value in. And be seeing the. It's going around. That's a beautiful shot of the water bottle next to herO's keyboard. Beautiful water bottle. It's be coming up. Queen is going to come through. We've seen the Stargate, the Adept, and the Wolf Gate coming through. The Adept is going to shade. And just try and make a little bit of a play over the side here. And Oracle and the Wolf Gate building up. Just going to see the Adept and the Probe coming through. Queen going to fire. The Adept will take some shots. Get that started for the moment. Well, Oracle and the Wolf Gate still building by. Just going to be seeing the Overlord going to sit here. The Adept going to settle in the center. Oracle just going to activate. The Adept not going to have too much success. The Oracle will at least get a few of these lings. We try and micro nicely target firing the low HP ling there. You get one extra at the end. At least the Adept goes down. Like I say, the early game is where you're going to see really such a style of defense from Reynor, making sure that we're not going to take damage early. The Adepts aren't going to find much. The Oracles aren't going to get a lot of workers. That is, I think, the main takeaway at the moment here as we... A couple lings come back through. Pylon going to take some more damage as well. Oracle will get to the top. Again, Twilight Guns and Forge both building through. The gateway is on the way. Just going to see the Queen already firing here, and the Oracle will take some damage as well. Oh, flies back into the other Queen, so a little bit trapped in for a moment or two. Going to drop the recall to get it home. Right call, because there was not really another way out, and just accepting that sooner puts the recall on cooldown, so it comes available again more quickly. And you get the Oracle back on the map already as well to try and not get trapped this time, while still also being able to apply some pressure. I just want to try and dive into the main mineral line. Not quite going to find the chance just yet. Charge building, +1 on the way. Robo facility is going to be finishing very shortly as well. And Hydrogen about to finish up. Just going to be seeing the drones, the Overlord still building through as well. I'm just going to see the Robo Bay and second facility building over on the side of herO. So he's going to go into the Fast Colossus as his choice here in this game number 2. Going up against the Ling Hydra, it means that, I mean, honestly, when you go Fast Colossus like this, the dream is just Ling Hydra, right? Because you're going to have yourself a really good kind of splash damage answer to everything your opponent builds. Usually the issue against Ling Hydra is if that Ling Hydra just gets set up quickly enough, it can maybe come over and make, your life difficult before you get a chance to really do much yourself. So maybe that's a possibility. We'll see here very soon. Robo Bay, Robo Facility, and the charge coming out. +1 attack coming through as well. I'll just come back around. Hydrogen the Queen's just going to be there playing a bit of the defense. Clearing up for a moment or two. Yeah, and the Colossus on the way. Now the Bailing Nest coming down from Reynor. He's going to go both melee and missile upgrades alongside the Hydra speed. He's updated 1 drones. And yeah, you're just going to use those Colossus as the splash damage to stabilize and to get into the next stage of the game with. Wow, herO just going to play with fire to get himself the extra little bit here. As the Hydras... Oh, not going to get the Oracles. The Oracles just making their escape. That's a sick little one from herO. Woohoo! That was scary. Alright, we get back on track. The Oracle's all still alive as we figure out, like I say, a bit of a weirder situation momentarily. Reynor does not see much of anything going on. Let's see the Oracles. We'll see the Hydras coming. Going to revelate those. And the Lings setting up a few of them over to the left-hand side. Melee upgrade, missiles, Bailing speed coming through. The Groove Spine's coming up as well. Yeah, Ling's coming about, just going to jump onto the rocks, just going to be seeing the +1 missiles and melee coming through. hero's just in the middle of the map. Reynor's going to see this now as, uh-oh. He's going to say that Ling Hydra needs to be careful because it could end up in some tricky scenarios here if you are not kind of watching. herO thinks twice about continuing to move through. He is going to be maxed out soon. Reynor is already maxed out. It's a lot of Hydras. Oh, Zealot's just going to charge in over on that upper left-hand side. It's a lot of Zealots, but the Hydras are being protected by the Lings. Bane's going to try and reach the Colossus here as we are going to try and do whatever splash we can. herO just walks into a disaster and a half. I mean, this is just all on herO who just... He had no reason to kind of shove in as he did just that. I mean, the Zealots up on the top getting caught by all those units. That just wasn't cool for him at all. And then, like I say, just kind of walking in and letting everything run in at you there as well is also not going to exactly do great for you right there. Not ideal. As herO definitely going to be looking better now in this game too. He just killed off a lot of the units from herO. Puts him back a little bit right now. Well, Lung's going to run around after the Zealots. The Roll Prism not going to find much either. We'll just lift up and evacuate, but yeah, no luck so far in a game where, like I say, it does feel as though Reynor is going to start taking a bit of a lead. Prism gets caught. Trying to go the other way. Has to try and find a way out. It just survives over to the edge. Just getting over to that far right side. Well, a couple more units morphing in. We get set to roll. The Lurk, Den, and Hive both building up right now as well. So continue to bring that through. The Banes, the drones, the +2 missiles all producing. One Zealot in the center just going to get picked away. And we do see the rest of the Ling Hydra pulling back once again as well. +2 missiles, +2 melee coming by. The Lurker, Den, and the Hive continue to produce through at the moment. The Ling's going to take the chance to run at the Zealots. A couple of those Banes coming about, and herO keeping that Reynor army busy. I mean, herO's army is fine. I just, he's moving out on the map again, which is a little scary perhaps. I'm going to step onto creep 2. It's going to be those Zealots initially, but then there's a lot of units, and again, especially the Banelings, we kind of got to babysit a little bit. 4 Colossus do a lot of splash, however, we might get surrounded here. The Hydraling Bane on the left side has that chance to surround or counterattack in. Make herO make the decision. He is going to choose to counterattack. herO's going to choose to attack in anyway. He says, cool, you got so many units over here. I'm going to attack in over here because now there's no way you clean up my army with what you currently have available. This might be very smart from herO because if he basically just forces Reynor's army to fight in 2 halves, he might never be able to lose an engagement. It really depends on how much Reynor does across the map and how much herO can kind of kill here at the same time as well. I kind of like herO's army when it comes down to just like one singular fight, and right now that's kind of exactly what he's trying to set this up into. Make this just one singular fight because he's going to take away the production of Reynor to rebuild and to go again over time. Obviously, Reynor going to kill off the 3rd base of herO in that picture-in-picture. herO will have his production up into the main. We'll have a bit of mining on the natural, so might still be able to add some tech units on throughout this. The Zealots in the main base killing a lot of the drones. herO pulls back. He actually goes to the low ground, and then he's going to move back up toward the 3rd base. He has a force field and some immortals on the other side. Oh, there's Lurkers available from Reynor. Oh, I didn't realize he had Lurkers available. herO, that's not going to be good for him. I do not feel like his game plan involved dealing with Lurkers, to be honest. Well, Lurker Den's going to go down. That main base still under heavy fire. Kind of weird, though, because, like I said, it becomes 2 bases each, and the Colossus may still be able to deal well with the Lurkers over time. Or we just engage in right now because these Lurkers are not well enough protected as Reynor. His numbers are not going to do what they need to. And we just see the Lings, the Banes, still trying to push on up. These Colossus are going to get surrounded now from every angle. This way, herO's going to have to try and micro. He's going to try and lift the Colossus to the low ground and give himself a chance. He's going to save both Colossus here. 2 of them get saved. herO with the Colossus micro backwards, just getting as much done as possible. A Spore Crawler will kill one of them. We will save the other. There's going to be one Hydra from the other side. The Colossus goes down with the Prism. herO is up an army supply still, though. These Zealots running through. Does he have detection against the Lurkers? A couple of Mortals plus the Sentries might actually be good enough here, but he needs detection. He doesn't have any way to see the Lurkers right now, so Reynor will be saved by that little asterisk in this game. Going to pop the Guardian Shield. We're just going to go for this. A couple of force fields come down. He's not going to have enough to really justify committing. Queen coming through. The Zealots coming by. Just going to be seeing the step forward. The Queen drops. Now we're going to have ourselves the rest of these Hydras and the Lurkers settling down. The Tempest production on the way in from herO. Adding the 3rd Nexus back on. I mean, the Tempest put you in a position where maybe you just can't lose unless there's enough Hydras to just jump on the Tempest, which there may very well be, to be honest. So that part is still TBD'd. Wall off from Reynor, but the Immortals can chew through that wall off over time as well, so also to be a factor. And what a crazy game we end up on here in game 2 of this best of 7. herO with the 1-0 lead. And like I say, is threatening the 2-0, but it's become crazy enough that it's obviously not obvious. You're going to find the Hydra Den here, take that down, so now you can't build any more Hydras. Still a good amount of Lurkers, however, just as you spread out into more bases, that's where herO's going to be able to deny these bases, I think, pretty comfortably. The Zealots pull back. There's a lot of Zealots available still. Well, these Hydra's not going to be good. Good couple force fields just to catch a couple. This hatchery will get cancelled. Reynor just does not have what he needs. I gotta say, a great call from herO to kind of enter the base trade kind of situation, because it was absolutely correct. He's only taken an advantage from entering, since entering the base trade. So that part of this was absolutely the correct call. Tempest keep firing. Overlord taking more shots. I'm just going to run down to the third base, but at this point, I don't know if herO cares about the third base. His current supply looks good. He's going to have a revelation down. He kind of missed a lot of the lurkers, though. herO! What are we doing? Why? Just kill the base. It's his mining base. He missed the revelation. Did he not realize he missed the revelation? I don't think he realized he missed the revelation. herO is trying his absolute best to make this a series on Reynor's side. Like, he is constantly trying to just give Reynor units by throwing them into lurkers haphazardly. Reynor lost the Hydrogen, remember, so he doesn't actually have a If Reynor actually had a Hydrogen right now and he has the Hydras rebuilding, maybe he just straight up wins. Observer here this time. Can we get rid of the Observer? There's two of them, so probably not. The last lurker goes down. A couple Tempests fighting, but there's still Lings surrounding the Immortals. I mean, okay, who cares, though? Surely this is just enough from herO as Reynor sits at 37 supply. He starts new Hydras. The Immortal stays alive. And herO is just a smidge ahead on army supply. As a new queen spawns, it'll go down almost immediately. Spores are going to move over to try and deal with these Tempests. We do see the Tempest getting rid of a couple of the Hydras. I mean, the Spores is something you want to get rid of as well. These new Hydras about to spawn might actually be a problem as well. Not quite. Observer's going down, though. Maybe opens the door. And again, we lost the Lurker down a while ago as well, right? I just don't think there's enough Hydras ever going to come out that are truly going to shut down these Tempests and are truly going to be able to clean those up and to push those away truly, properly, once and for all in this game. Going back to the middle of the map, resetting over there just for the moment. Couple Tempests, the Archons, the Immortal going to go straight through onto the Hatchery. Hatchery going to take some damage. Guardian Shield popping up. herO cleans up this base once again. I'm kind of low-key annoyed watching this game. I'm like, herO. It's a cool game, but it's only been cool for the last 3 minutes because herO has made so many blunders that Reynor has had a chance. Like, this is the definition of, your opponent giving you the opportunity. Because, like I said, unfortunately, it has just been a little bit of a mistake-ridden game out of herO as we do lose one of the Tempests. Kind of a big deal as well, but at the same time, herO still has more supply. We're screaming and shouting over these Tempests, but it's just not that deep. Like, the Tempests are going to stay alive, and that's nice, but this ground army is just going to be more than enough anyway. The Zelda Archon Immortal on the map can absolutely fight against these current Hydras. I guess there's some Lurkers on the way up again, and, well, herO has definitely had a way of not letting these Lurkers do well. More hits coming through, a few more shots coming out. We are going to be seeing the Hydrogen. They'll go down eventually. The Hydra's trying to make a dive in for the Tempests. And Reynor just going to say GG. herO gets the win. He celebrates. Come on, herO, like I say, you really made this more difficult than it needed to be. This did not need to be quite as competitive as it was, because in the bottom right-hand side, our Blue Protoss player herO leads this series 2-0. herO, our red Zerg in the top left side on Ruby Rock.
Reynor.
Wonder what he tries to mix up into right now to, like I said, change things up a little bit. I think they're just cheering for Reynor because he's down, honestly. I think they cheer for herO if he was down as well. They just want a series. They want to fight. They want the 7 games. I understand it. Just enjoying listening to the crowd, to be honest, as we watch a couple of moments of PvZ here. Nexus, Cybercore both coming through. The couple Queens of the Lings. The Overlord all coming about. Got a lot of that moving in. That Cybercore about to finish. Okay, we're going to start producing through an Adept right here, so we get that started as well. That link speed on its way up, so bringing that link speed into play as well. Next coming through, the Stargate coming about. Yeah, a lot of this going as the Adept continues to build and the Warp Gate is producing. And link speed coming up, a couple Lings building, third hatchery coming down into place. I'm going to see our Stargate coming through, and the Stalker and the Warp Gate coming up as well. So you got a lot of that up and running initially. Now you've seen the Queen, the link speed continue to come by. Again, the Overlord, the Hatch, with those numbers continuing through as well. We just have the Oracle building as the Warp Gate and the Adept continue to come up at the moment. Here we're just going to go into a very normal setup right now as the Stalker going to shoot. Overlord going to take some damage. A few shots coming through and take a couple of seconds. Well, the Adept is going to set that. Oracle and the Stalker pulling back for a few moments as well. Going to see that gateway and the Nexus continue to come by for the moment. So a lot of that coming through. See the Nexus coming about, get that on the way. Oracle getting set up just momentarily here. Get this running as we do have the double Oracle together. Going to be joined by a triple soon. And we just have the double Queens looking to deal with this nicely so far. Council and Forge both building up. That Nexus coming through. It's going to be seen the Oracle is going to hide around the back then. And that ledge is building. Road drone coming up. Drones on the way through. Things pulling back over the side. The Oracle going to come back over from the left as well. Can be seen activating through. Able to get rid of a creep team already. Plus one and Blink both building from herO, so we get into that next stage of the game kind of as expected right now. Got that going immediately. And that Roach-Roaring coming up. Just going to see the hatchery in the lag continue to come through for the moment. And a lot of this up and running for now. Wow, both these Oracles staying alive is pretty incredible. herO killing 4 drones and a Ling. Obviously, the Oracle's still low HP, so vulnerable for later on, but definitely can't be too shocked at this right now, as we do see the Stalkers and the Adepts going to turn the Lings around. Going to stop them from doing too much right here at the moment as well. Lings all gather up. Again, the Hydrogen and the extra Lings all producing through as well, so you get a lot more of that on the way out right now. Temple Archives, Gateways, blinking the +1 building through. The Hydrogen is halfway done. And again, the Evil Chamber coming up alongside as the hatchery needs to produce. The extra Lings will build. At least a couple of drones. The Adept sits in the corner. We'll get a couple more kills as well before it goes down. The Oracles are back for 2 more kills up in the main base. 3 and 4 go the way of those Oracles. Drones and the Hydras all coming up, so we continue to bring that through just for the moment. So again, we get that settled. And just see +1 blink, like I say, about to be done here in the next few moments as well. Stalkers will get in after the Overlord, and the Overlord will take some damage, so a few shots coming through there. And the upgrades from herO, again, ticking along quite nicely for the moment. Stalker's going to be there, Lings get turned away. Oracle going to be overhead as well. Infestation pit building right now. Hatchery still coming through. The +1 missiles and high muscle augments continue to come about as well. Now, right now with that infestation pit just getting straight up towards Hive Tech, at least as a possibility here. So does seem to just want to move into that, which I guess is not overly surprising. He's got the Hydrogen down, so the Lurkerden's a possibility too, and he just threw that down now as well. So we're just going to see Reynor trying to do more of the same, which is getting to Lurkers and going from there. A little bit more of a passive game to get set up into this stage so far. Lurkerden Hive coming through, the Ling Hydra still coming about, +1 missiles on the way. That's building on the side of Reynor's just going to get that going as well, bringing that straight through. The couple spike rolls will come up, a couple Crate Tumors will begin to go down. Hydra will actually take a second just to open up the rocks, and we do see everything else still moving around as well, so taking a few moments. Honestly, pretty passive game, right? Oracles have done a lot, but outside of the Oracles, it's been very chilled out. A couple of the Adepts harassing as well, but both players are going to get max pretty quickly here. Reynor going to get to his Lurkers soon. herO already getting ready to go in toward his Lurkers as well. Sorry, his Tempest as well. That Fleet Beacon coming through, so his Ag Tech is going to begin to prep. Hydra, actually going to get a chance to get thrown to the Zealot Stalker as well. Stalkers do have to blink in the end, but just trying to find as much value as they can. You can see on the left side the Archons are not exactly having the time of their life on their own, trying to run into safety, so that part of things maybe not looking so pretty. Little Revelation comes down. Hydra's going to get caught inside Revelation, so we continue to keep an eye on things just momentarily. The Archon there goes down. The Hydra's able to make the kill. They have the melee upgrade, the size expands, and that groove spines again. A little bit of everything being brought up just at the moment. The 8 Lurkers continue through, and again, Mothership Tempest, all those Stargates coming by as well, just for this moment in time. Starkstalker Archon still building up. I'm just going to dive through, sees the chance to get rid of a bunch of these Lurkers quickly. herO apparently did not learn his lesson earlier. Those Archons going to get fully surrounded. That's such a shame, because these Archons behind the Zealots will do so much damage to the Lings, but obviously losing a couple of them just kind of in the open means they get surrounded, they die so fast. They do not do said damage to the Lings because they die so quickly. You see Zealots on the upper right hand side looking to get rid of the 5th base. Looks like that'll be a success. Reynor, he's just sending it. And you know who else is sending it? It's herO. Both players just going to start committing through here. One of the Oracles goes down as we're going to try and put a stasis ward around the back. Stalkers blink. The Ling's going to get us surrounded. We are not protecting these units very well at all as herO. The Zealots on the base on the upper right side are now moving through. They're going to refix themselves on the mineral line. There was some issues with the Spine Crawler causing a little bit of derping to be done. Mothership shows up. Mothership's actually going to find a chance to fight forwards. Going in after these Hydras. I mean, a lot of the aliens showing up as well, but the cloaking is good and there's no detection, so the Zealots clean up the Lurkers for the most part. There's one Lurker left. herO chasing forward. That said, I do not feel like this has gone well enough for herO. I feel like across the map it's gone wrong. And I feel like, in terms of everything else, it's gone wrong as well. So, yeah, there's one Lurker remaining, kills a bunch of probes too, and we just didn't have the detection for it. Otherwise, we would have killed it already. herO, this game 3 might just be going wrong for him here. This might actually be what we need to reset things back a little bit at this point in time. Back on track. More Tempest shots coming through once again. A few more hits coming by. You see the adrenal glands plus 2 missiles all building. Again, lots of units on the way, including a whole bunch of additional lurkers. herO is on 4 base, but no 4 base economy because he lost the workers on that right-hand side. He now needs to bring his main force across to the right side. Sorry, I said right side before I meant left side. Brain's going a little bit as we do see this fight will start, and so Ling's running on the left side against that 4th base, just not allowed to have mining, and herO. It's going to be very difficult for him if he cannot mine from the 4th base effectively, because then you're just going to get outmined heavily, and right now it feels like these Hydras and Lurkers just keep pushing forward aggressively. They just do not care. They have zero reason to back off of this and to give any space at all. Zealots across the map will do some damage, but they're now on the Rotron, and I mean, a few Zealots peeled away to the 3rd as well. So again, herO trying to do as much as possible. These Zealots are genuinely doing a lot of work. Reynor only has 5 Lurkers, 13 Hydras in the game. A lot of the rest of this game, I mean, you see a lot of these Hydras are currently just dying across the map as well in the picture-in-picture. So herO is actually doing a lot of work, and the Tempests are going so far uncontested against those Lurkers as well. A lot of probes going down from herO. He's going to basically have 0 rebuild. Reynor, though, has dealt with most of the Zealots on the other side, and so it really is kind of the Tempest versus the world right now. 6 Tempest versus 18 Hydras. I think the 18 Hydras should be plenty. Let's see if there is somehow a way for herO to micro this well enough that he's going to give himself the chance or opportunity. Get rid of an Overseer initially. Just going to be seeing the Hydras looking to dive in. Cloaking comes up. And now going to try and fight Time Warp as well. And the more Hydras we get rid of, the less anti-air there is. The Tempest taking advantage of the cloaking advantage at the moment. And actually doing their best that they can to try and make sure that they get as much value as possible. herO still staying in this. Man, what is it about these two players? Both of them having a complete inability to close out a game that looks so well set. I think Reynor is going to close this out. Just, again, has been a little bit rough and tumbly. Overseer stepping through. Just going to see the free Tempest coming about. There's just no shot, man. There's so many Hydras. The Tempests are going to try and play with every ledge in the game and every little high ground that they can take advantage of as well, right? But this just has not done enough at the end. herO kind of needed an extra base of economy still. One extra base of economy, and maybe you can actually build enough up to be okay, but all those Ling run bys added up, knocking down Nexus, knocking down workers. And now we're going to be seeing the Hydras diving through. The Mothership going to be the first target. We try and recall units to reinforce this. We'll drop a Time Warp again, try and give ourselves the chance with the Tempest, but it's not going to happen. GG's, and Reynor's going to bring it back by a game. So you can noise cancel a lot of what you're aiming for, mostly. Anyway.
herO. Reynor.
herO Reynor. Game number 4. Probably here to push this hatchery away from the natural location and to have to go elsewhere initially. Fun series with, like I say, Lurkers every game so far, and the hero's definitely been making some mistakes against the Lurkers too, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how we go toward this. The micro back and forth for a moment or two here, get that set. Probe trying to fight, drones trying to fight, they want the minerals, trying to get all of that ready and going. Just bringing a lot of that through. queens and those lings all continuing up. So again, just get a lot of that set ready to go here over the next moment or two as we just wait for the Stargate to build. And this PvZ to kick off into, like I say, some extra action here for the next little while. Get this set and going. Def will take the shade and gonna show up, and that's gonna be a drone kill, so that's actually nice. We have not seen a lot of drones go down super early for Reynor, so this is gonna be a fairly successful starting point at least. A couple lings chasing in after the adept there for a moment or two as well. Just gonna get that started initially. Got that on the go and ready to roll. The next moment or so, the adept on its way out. Yeah, the Oracle, the Wolf Gate going through. Link Seed and the Queen gonna continue to settle for a moment or so. Get that underway. Comes back through. Again, a couple of Queens gonna be coming up. The Zerglings are all still continuing in. It's gonna be seeing the Oracle and the Adept together. Gonna head toward the top side. As we're going to see a drone there up for grabs, but we don't activate the pulsar beam, so we do not get that drone at the very least, as we're going to get pulsar beamed over here for 2 drones though. That will be a little bit more damage dealt. We're going to find a bit more here. We do see the Nexus and the pylon and the gateway still setting up. Lings coming down. Lings come through, just going to come across, and we are going to have couple of adepts will continue to go after the lings, so lings gonna take some shots. The Oracle's coming over and just getting set for a moment or so. The adepts and the Oracles combining up that right hand side. Twilight Council and Forge on the way from herO. Man, these Oracles catching drones just between the bases. This has been a game where there has been a lot of damage done to the economy early on. The Adept shade into the main base. There's going to be even more damage done as Reynor is not on top of this, and it's drones losing mining time. Good Spore Crawler build to save one drone. The lings finally catch, but it's a lot of lost mining time as well. All those drones pull away. We've got to fix the drones back onto the extractor as well, which takes a moment or so, which isn't exactly fun to be doing. And yeah, things definitely taking a big turn in the favor of herO super early. I mean, it's obviously not enough to dictate the game, but it's a good starting point. The lings do see that those adepts going across the map. Bait into the pulsar beam activation there as herO makes the mistake, walks into the Queen's, damage taken, and that just means you're a little bit less tanky now on those Oracles. You're gonna have to be very careful about things, otherwise things could get a little nasty for you in the near future. Hatchery down to the upper right hand corner. A couple of Adepts just gonna hit through. The Queen's already taken some additional damage, so more damage being dealt for the moment. Those extra gateways coming up, +1 blink coming through. The Adept's going to get through for a couple of drones. The Ling's looking to play the wrap around here, looking to get the catch. You see the rest of these Zerglings coming over as well, so again, getting set into this for the moment. 3 drones going down. There's one blink coming about. Again, the drones light coming up. Lings and the Overlords continue to build. Adepts on the left side. Going to get caught here. The Lings looking for the catch. The Adepts continue to take damage. It's going to be seeing the Lings will go after and going to get all of them. So the Adepts get picked off. So finally, Reynor making a cleanup on this after what has been obviously a frustrating little period so far. Oracles on the upper right. Going to try and kill this Hatchery off as well. Just going to pick this off. Next moment or two. Hatchery going to go down. So Oracle straight up killing the 4th bases. Maybe just a sign of how this game is going a little bit, to be honest. I mean, that is not normal. So I like a lot of what herO's been able to do thus far. Hence getting the 2-1 lead, and like I say, looking to see if we can extend that through to a 3-1 lead and a match point opportunity sooner rather than later. Cluster attack and charge on the way. The battery coming up, some extra defense from herO, extra upgrades. There is going to be the +1 missiles and that groove spines continuing through as well. So yeah, plus 1 missiles and group spines, so you see a little bit more of the upgrade action going into play. And yeah, with the infestation bit finishing, do we just see that kind of straight to lurker setup once again here from Reynor? So we are going to have herO poking with the Stalkers, and we'll have the Stasis Wards to back himself up. Steps up here quickly, goes for the Queens, the Lings start to chase. Like I say, it's all about your Stasis Wards to follow up on. Can you get your opponent to chase into you here and into those Stasis Wards? And if you do, can you then capitalize on that position as well? Stalkers pushing up. Queen's in some trouble. Ling Hydra coming through as well here. Just going to be seeing the Revelation. The Stasis Wards going off on a few different groups of Lings. And Oracle's in the main base are going to get rid of a Queen, man. The extra little bit of Oracle play. Oh, he doesn't actually get the Queen. Oh. Oh no, what are we doing, herO? We're losing the Oracles. That's what we're doing. So we're going to lose all but one. I was going to say, you know what? I actually really was enjoying kind of a lot of this kind of extra Oracle play from herO, because I feel like it's given him a lot of opportunity that's not really been there otherwise. Then he goes ahead and loses all of these Oracles pretty much to a misplay. And obviously, don't love it as much if we're giving these Oracles up as freely as that. So need to try and do a little bit better there. Look, then finishing soon, and we're once again entering this lurker phase of the game. We'll see what herO can do about it.
적들이 점막 중앙을 공격합니다. 여왕님 노동을 줄여주세요.
I will take a run over the right-hand side. Stalker's going to peel back. Stalker's obviously not getting surrounded. Oh, blinking forwards. A little bit of a dangerous blink, but it's going to be okay for now. Not going to get punished for that. Colossus out. Going to help with a few of these Lings. We will continue to build Colossus. Now Temple Archives. Looking for the Storm Archon support afterward. herO's won a lot of these games through the kind of the aggression that's been kind of forcing Reynor into some weird positions. He's also been doing very well with these Zealot run-bys that have been kind of hitting elsewhere. He's not been afraid to throw a lot of Zealots at his opponent, but in this case, Reynor does defend on the center against the picture-in-picture Zealot aggression. However, he does lose the upper right to the Hydra, to the Stalkers. He is struggling to get enough Hydras in the right places to ensure that these kind of continuous kind of multi-prong pushes from herO don't just do too much. We're now going to go into disruptive production alongside the Colossus. We do have Temple Archives. I'm pretty sure I saw that on the way, so that should be done here as soon as the rest of the Ling Hydra comes through as well. 5-6 more lurkers coming about. The Spine Crawler's coming through. Hydra in production. Hydra's going to get the Prism. It's a nice denial. Obviously takes a lot of map control away from herO. And the Robo Facility's busy building, you know, useful attacking units, so you don't really want to busy it with a Prism again. Also putting a lot of money into the Stargate #2 and the Fleet Beacon right now, so not a great time to step back and rebuild into the Prism and the harassment that provides. So it would have been just nicer to already have it on the map, or even just, never mind, already just still have it on the map, because it doesn't look like he's rebuilding it yet. Reynor has the lurkers out. He's going to start pushing through. The Colossus defensively against those Lings are very solid. Let's see what else he can achieve. The lurkers reburrow, the Stalkers reposition. Lurkers for now at least just going to scare things off and not let this go too far. Nice leg ducked on the Oracle. It's going to take that down. We got feedback on the Viper, but not too soon. Whoa! Observer having a nightmare. Oh my goodness. The Xbox game bar showed up for a second there. As you have. I love the crowd actually like, wow! Uh-oh, we are going to be seeing this push forward, though. This is where this game gets serious. A couple of disruptor shots come through. Lings run up the left-hand side. It's funny, you kind of come in from the other side, and you kind of, it's so easy to swing over there, but it does pull you away from your right side fourth base as herO, who's chasing heavily the Lings on the left. Are we just giving up on the defense here as herO? He's going to send a lot of units across the map. Is that actually the call here? I mean, yes, it is. He's giving up on the fourth base. Going across to the other side. Does Reynor have a defense? He actually has a bunch of lurkers set up. herO needs detection right now. Needs to drop a Revelation down. Needs to do something. The Oracle goes down. There's an Observer there, but this is not it. herO making a major mistake right now. On the bottom right in the picture-in-picture, you can see the Archon trying to fight through. That's not going to work. herO just was not in a position to sort of enter some kind of base trade. Army supply, good for him, but man, like, this is the issue with this. It's a risk to go across the map, and then you give up your base, and now you haven't gotten anything out of it. And now, over time, your opponent just gets into a better and better place with their base count looking good. Unless you have some way to guarantee yourself pushing through this army, I mean, Tempest on the way up, but they're just not ready yet. We need to find a way, and we need to do something in this army right now. Otherwise, we are just sitting heavily behind on workers with, like I say, absolutely nothing to show for it. That's a good disruptor shot, at least. Finding some value here, if nothing else. Results will keep swinging. Shots firing through, not going to connect just now, but there's the abducts coming in, and that's kind of the issue. Although we do save the disruptor that got abducted, it's still low. We're just going to see a bigger commitment from herO pushing through into these lurkers. Does he have what he needs to? Can he get rid of all these lurkers? Yeah, he can, but it's expensive. And you know who doesn't have the money to really rebuild? It's herO, because he's on 54 workers. He's rebuilt a little bit of work count, but not enough. And guess what? herO, no wall set up as the Lings get into the natural expansion, and herO may just be full sending it across the map. But if he's full sending this, I just don't think he's getting enough out of it. I just don't see. I mean, he's going to take down some bases, but he's going to lose pretty much every worker he has at this point. Lings in the main, Lings in the natural, spread across those two bases. He recalls home, knocks down Reynor, back down a base. Is that enough to somehow justify this game continuing? I do not think it should be, personally. Because Barup, the Nexus gets killed off on the right side, so herO just cannot get to a fourth base, and herO just having a lot of issues in these last couple of games, man. Just really getting into positions where it's been a struggle for him to really get set back up and back on track, and struggling to fight against a lot of these lurkers where he did very well for himself earlier on. So it's coming through, the drone getting jumped on, the Ling lurk. Wall, man, just wall. You know? I mean, I think it's so difficult for herO to win this game because he's just taking such consistent damage, and he's not dealing enough damage in return across the map. That's the biggest problem, is that there's just nothing coming through that even begins to slow Reynor down, really. Like, he's denying some extra bases, but the main core base defense of herO, of Reynor, is good enough. Now we're going to see, okay, these lurkers are kind of diving a little bit ahead of that time. The lurkers, though... Okay, I say the lurkers, I meant the observers, sorry. The observers go down, but the lurkers still die. The Hydras have to step away. So Reynor loses all of his lurkers. He now only has Hydraling Viper on the map. 3 Colossus against that seems like a pretty good deal. What are we doing, observer? What are we pressing? Someone changed your hotkeys or something, buddy? Oh my goodness. Spine crawlers. Take a couple hits, just going to be seeing herO. I mean, this is the moment for herO. Very few lurkers on the map. The few lurkers that are on the way will be pretty much the only ones to play with here. That's what Vipers are good at. Abducting 1 Colossus, now a Tempest. And herO is going to go sub 100 supply. No fourth base for him. Reynor consistent enough to bring this back to a 4-game series that is now tied up. Oh, yeah, okay, well, we could have predicted this one. God, give me a prime sub for every time herO gets Lings running through his natural wall off. You're the biggest streamer on Twitch in a day. This is ridiculous, just how many times this keeps on happening. That opening is just absolutely brutal, and an Oracle goes down. I think Scrappy is just the way that this game has gone, and Scrappy is the way that it's gone against herO. He's lost his Oracles in moments where things have just gone too busy and too fast for him. And I think that maybe is it. Like, a couple of times you've really seen him be outsped. You've seen him make mistakes because something else is going on elsewhere, and he just hasn't adjusted in time to really fix it. Abduct, 2 Tempests go down, and it does feel as though herO is on his last treads of this game at this point. About to go to 2-2. 3 maps will remain at most. 2 maps at minimum, and Reynor will have all of the momentum behind him, breaking herO down after that super strong 2-0 start that herO held early on. And Reynor, like I say, is so far resilient to the idea of, hey, I'm just going to keep on playing straight towards faster lurkers. And right now it's kind of working, just getting straight towards those faster lurkers, because herO just is not dealing well with the fact that we have to kind of, you know, stop those lurkers from coming up. He's not dealing well with that at all. Come on, man. This time we recall to deal with it, so we kill the Lings, but it puts your recall on cooldown, right? That's still an expense. We leave a few units behind, so it's going to be more than just an expense. It's going to be a a higher expense than expected as the mistake is made. And try and dive through. I mean, herO keeps fighting because it feels as though his army should be able to fight it, and it would be if the game hadn't gone the way it had. If there was more stuff available for herO here, as Yeah.
간헐천이 바닥났다고요.
Reynor just lurking from afar there, getting after a couple of workers, forcing units to pull away for the next couple of moments. Then dive into these lurkers, and that should be game because there's no way we come out of this and think we can continue on as herO. Right? Everything's gonna go down. He laughs, he giggles, he smiles, he types GG. Reynor takes a 4th game. This was the strongest game from Reynor, I think. He had a rough early game, but he pulled it back well, and he played well, and he took advantage of every herO mistake that was made. In the top right-hand side, our blue Protoss player here is herO.
herO.
The bottom left-hand side, our red Zerg is Reynor.
Reynor.
hero's confidence is shaking. And I think it should be. He's making mistakes. He's not playing his best. And I think that's one of the worst things you can kind of feel in these games, because he started this series very strong. Up until the absolute clown fiesta of Game 2, which really should not have been as close as it was at the end. And from there, he's been a little bit shakier since. And I do think in that last game, he really gave up a lot of his own opportunities. He's making some interesting choices. He nearly misplaced the Nexus. Jesus. Yeah, I think he's a little bit shaken. I think he genuinely is feeling it a little bit right now. He needs to calm down. Hatch gas and pool all on the way. It's going to see the access gate and a couple of simulators coming by. The pylon building up. Don't know how Reynor just doesn't tilt ever. Don't think that's true. I can think of a series tilted pretty heavily in the WardiTV 2025 Championship. Maybe a little better in the bigger tournaments, but he's definitely had his moments. Cybercore coming up, a couple of probes and the Zealot on the way in. It's going to have the in-base expansion taken from herO. So you've got the in-base initially. That does mean less gas available. So you're going to want to absolutely go up to 3 bases fairly quickly, usually in this scenario. So we'll see if that is going to be the choice or not. That's the Ling in. Because that wall up into the main is massive. herO's walls might be some of the worst we've ever seen today, honestly. It's not the end of the world now, but that's the sort of thing that can maybe cost you in a bigger moment and just allows more issues to come around than it needs to be. And maybe it's fixable as well, right? But like, it just creates issues for no reason, and that's not something you want to typically have happen. Twilight Council build from herO. He's going to go Oracle first off the Stargate to get straight into that. Let's see this Oracle maneuvering around for a second or two as well, seeing what else is going on. Double gates, Twilight Council will build into play as well, so again we get that on the way. And it's going to be seeing that wall gate going through. Next coming about, all the gates coming up And waiting for Twilight Council to show us what it is, and it is going to be Glaive, so a bit of a mix-up from herO. Going to go Glaives for this Game 5 and to try and apply a bit more pressure early, try and take a bit of an edge. He's been very consistent with what he's been doing up until now. So with that consistency, I wonder if he's just trying or hoping that he can somewhat lose his opponent to a bit of a false sense of security, maybe? One of those things where if it just hasn't happened recently, then maybe you just don't think it's going to happen, right? From Reynor is that Stasis Sword does not catch anything. Kill before it comes up. That Resonating Glaive still coming through. Stalker already poking away at the Overlord as well. Some damage being done there. Right off the bat. This Overlord does see the Chrono Boost on the Twilight Council. No Forge in sight. It's a pretty good tell from Reynor what's going on early. He's building a few Roaches, getting up the Lings. A lot of that coming straight into play already. And Depths head back down through the center to the bottom. One step up and wow. Is that a wall from herO that holds? Holy. I didn't know it was possible. He actually has a complete wall off and not a single mistake was made with it. Let's take some damage. Second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon already from herO. As Reynor is going to start going Spire. So Reynor just goes straight into a setup here. What's he going to Spire for? I mean, he doesn't know about the Stargates, right? So he knows about a Stargate, but not both. He obviously knows about Glaive to Depths, but he knows they're also not committing. So I wonder if the Spire is like I can just fight the Adepts with this because you don't have Blink early. I wonder if the Spire is like he knows that this is maybe a weird follow-up herO does in this scenario. I'd be more surprised by that, because it actually just makes sense that we can get away with going Mutas here. But Reynor doesn't have a lot of money saved up just yet. Still building some Roaches, still getting that Roach speed going. So if he wants to go Mutas, it's not going to be a full investment as soon as the Spire finishes. Or if it is, then it's not going to be the craziest of numbers of Mutas, I suppose is the real takeaway. Adept shit in, 2-3 workers going down. Roach is going to come up there, and the Adept's going to go after a few more workers again. Now going to recall. Going to bring themselves out of the way there, as you do see a couple Stasis Swords coming down. And a little bit of a catch right here. Again, catching what we can, doing what we can. This is going to be the Mutas, so kind of the expectation overall is Reynor never saw the second Stargate though, so the second Stargate is now going to allow us to just go into 2 Phoenix at a time. The answer to the Mutas being as hefty as it is kind of hilarious. Reynor's going to be like, how the hell do you have this many Phoenix ready to go up against me? As herO just goes into the mothership alongside this, and Mutas are going to reveal themselves over here, but there, herO's prep against these Mutas is looking fantastic with the Phoenix already coming by. How many Mutas are we going to keep going into? It is melee upgrades, so we're looking to play a little bit Ling Bane focus, but there's also missiles, so we got to have a follow-up to this. That means that this isn't just going to be Muta Ling Bane. Our call. Stays alive, and now the Phoenix show up, and these Mutas are going to be in trouble. Reynor is going to lose those. And that entire investment was just a complete and utter waste. The Muta in the main base goes down to the Tempest as well. So at least you see that there's a Tempest here, but that might have been obvious at this stage, at this point as well. Just getting a few more shots off. We'll see Corruptors in the Infestation Pit building up as well. So you have to get Corruptors at this point because you don't really got another option. So Corruptors will come through. Beings coming back across to the Queen. We are going to be seeing the Corruptors still taking some damage, and herO will just be building carriers straight away already, so he's setting straight up into this just much bigger macro kind of game with the air units coming about. But like I say, we've got carriers being built against the Corruptors, so it's not like Reynor doesn't have an answer to the carriers. More a question of how effective can these carriers and other units combining together really truly be. Game speed coming up, +2 melee, +1 carapace coming online. We've seen the Adept shading over the left. Remember, they have glaives. They can take some better fights, and as the Lings run in initially, Adept do okay, but they're going to get cleaned up in full. I mean, at this point, you may argue hero on supply. Yeah, might be a bit early for that, but it might just be future preparations. It's not the craziest of things just yet, as the 2 carriers still building through the +2, +1 air weapons and armor. Going to be an important addition here as well. Just see the couple Corruptors getting chased back. The Phoenix getting jumped on for a moment or two. Why did he make Mutas versus Stargate? Because he made Mutas. I mean, one Stargate you can make Mutas against, because your opponent does not naturally build Phoenix because they don't know it's coming. And you can build enough Mutas to overwhelm a Phoenix at a time. He didn't know it was versus double Stargate. If he did, he wouldn't have ever built the Mutas. Mutas are pretty good at the moment. Mutas are seen as a pretty good option. Great for harassing, great for applying pressure. Great for kind of playing a bit of a different kind of game. The Dropper Lord's here going to be seen. We're going to lose a full one as Reynor. Oh my goodness. Okay, here it does kill it. Yeah, Dropper Lord's being seen. So now that idea is figured out. We are going to be having the Ultras building. We're going to need to see some Immortals coming out on the side of herO to make that defense happen. The Corruptors having in once again. And it's coming through again, a bit more cleanup. The Phoenix see the Dropper Lords, and they're going to turn around, but the Corruptors there. So the Corruptors are actually escorting them, so it's not really going to matter in the end. Whew. Scary moment. The Dropper Lords getting across the map. We'll have a chance to unload. herO trying to defend this 5th base. He is going to have just so many carriers coming through. The Interceptor's already coming in for a big part of the defense right off the bat. Easy shutdown in the first moment or two. Dropper Lords moving back along again. We've seen this one before. We've seen this story a few times over. It's going to be seeing the Dropper Lords. Not going to do much though. Units are here. That really is going to be a good defense. A herO going to take a very good trade for himself on that one. Nothing to come of that. Again, the carrier's throwing some interceptors around. Ling's going to show up on the front doorstep. They're going to go straight through for this Nexus, so get some damage done there right off the bat. We are going to be seeing that Nexus falling. And that is going to be the base of herO going down, but that's a 5th base or so. So it's not a base we kind of really needed right here and now at least. So there is that positive to this. Again, the Ultra, the Infestor, Neural on the way. Got everything else coming by at the moment. Continue to come across right here. Just going to be having the Interceptors. Be tough to get rid of. There we go. The wall was not solid forever. The Lings are into the main once again. Well, hero's going to do a lot of damage, but again, he's going to start taking a bunch of probe damage. It just opens the door for Reynor to potentially get back into this. We're going to kill one base. There's another base in this bottom corner. I imagine we'll kill this next. Then Reynor is only going to be a 3-base Zerg, needing to get an answer to this army up soon. There's so many Void Rays as well, so if the Void Rays available, the Corruptors are way less effective than they might be otherwise. Just going to recall. Here is herO. Yo, Lebo Lubu, thank you so much for the Prime subbers. Get into the intense part of this game. And if Infest in the Ultra continue to come by as well. Phoenix clean up, the Void Rays and the Archons will step through. We're not going to make ourselves some progress. Not down to the bottom, so Archon, Void Ray, Tempest all setting up, getting ready to go, go, go. Big push coming in. The Void Ray's going to activate onto the Ultras. Alright, the Corruptors are going to go get busy on the air army. I mean, even if you wipe out the air army, if the Ultras go down, this ground army of herO is going to be way too much. And yeah, the air army stands strong still. The ground army stands strong, and herO brings it back into the lead. Funky game, man. I mean, the crowd going wild, chanting all over the place. In the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player a map away from being your champion. This is herO.
herO.
And a map away from a Game 7 is Reynor.
Reynor.
What do I think of the overlay they're using to show the players and map expands? Yeah, it's cool. Very nice. The graphics are very well thought out in this event. I like it a lot. I think the production's been amazing. It's been awesome. It's been one of the best produced events we had in a long time. Been super solid. It's got all the features. Couldn't really fault it, I don't think. I mean, maybe not tapping out to the Battle.net client middle of the game, but that was only an issue in this last game, so yeah. Oh, probe is going to be annoying as you see Reynor's micro and first-person view against this for a couple of moments. Is there any more SC2 today after this event? Yes. The OSC Championship starts in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Should be a lot of fun. herO find himself the necessary defense here early. How will this go? Ling's gonna nibble up at that probe, just gonna get that started here. I'll see the Nexus and the Stargate continue to come about as well. Where do you find out about all these upcoming tournaments? The best place to check is Wikipedia. If you take the link that's in the pinned comment on the Wikipedia on the YouTube chat at the top, Wikipedia is just a great place to kind of check for these things because it has all the upcoming tournaments if you go to the homepage of it. So you can basically see everything coming up. You can even filter down to if you want to see major events only, or you're also interested in the weekly events and stuff. So yeah. Am I going to cast OSC Championship 2? Yes, I'll be here for OSC Championship in, like I say, a couple of hours. Oracle Warp Gate coming through, the Adept coming by, Link Speed on the way, 2 drones on the way. A couple of Adepts going to shade. I mean, there's a creep tumor there we can get a hold of nice and quickly, so Adepts get that, and then just going to be together out over that left-hand side. Another Adept on the way up is an Oracle production build from herO at the moment here. Continue to get this going. Link's building, Link Speed coming through. Oracle makes a move. We'll just sit, get rid of that Nexus. It's going to be now jumping onto this pylon. Again, you see the Queen, the drones coming through. Overlord coming to battle. Gates in the Twilight Council building as well. We have the Assimilator being added on just for the moment. What's up, Von Schleyer? How you doing, mate? Thank you for the 81-month resub. Twilight as the follow-up here from herO. What does he go into? As he drops third base down. Which point, Reynor. I mean, he said it earlier against Clem, he doesn't like to win easy apparently, so he always ends up going to the final game of the series, or maybe this is just part of the strategy. And Ling's getting Adept, but the Oracles make up for it by killing a bunch of those Lings in return as they try to just retreat away from that initial push forward. Forge coming down, Resonating Glaives coming up, the Fueling's looking for the surround here, the extra Adept coming over. Just jumping onto this for a moment or two. Oracle's gathering, we're just going to be seeing again the Resonating Glaives, the choice. Defended well against the Glaives last time, can we do the same again this time? Right now, the preparation against it is not a lot. It's a little concerning. Drones on the way, 18 army supply. Just Lings is my concern, right? And if it's only Lings, you need enough of them. I guess Queen's obviously going to be part of that defense too. Depth's going to shade out. The Lings will see. Reynor, he has a Rotron, my bad. Did not notice he had the Rotron, so he's already going to have a Rotron, and he's going to have full wall. And then it means the only dangerous spot is going to be the Adepts going onto the third base. Oracles will try and protect. The Lings already get 3 workers. The Adepts will shade. They'll see the full wall. He's going to chase for the Queens. Going to get rid of 1 at least. Where do you want to go? 4th hatchery is just coming up here. The Adepts will threaten to shade again. Just run back over towards the natural. The third works. They're going to just stick here, kill all 3 of these Queens. So the Adepts get a bunch of damage. The Lings on the other side stopped from doing damage due to the battery. They'll get 1 more probe. Adepts coming back in, finding a few more shots. Shading once again to threaten. Oh, going to get into the natural, but not going to decide to go for it. Put some good damage on this forward hatchery. It's going to be a bit lower. Let's see extra depth showing up, and now going to start turning on to these roaches a little bit. Going to threaten to shade once again. Reynor's already building drones. herO. This time might want to shade, but yeah, the wall off is there. He's going to back it up. Now the roach count looking decent too, so herO can't really justify that. He'll shade, maybe again threaten back to the top side if he feels like there's half an opportunity there. He's going to shade. And the drones have to pull. Obviously, a lot of the roach was still out in the center. The Adepts will just kind of step into that mineral line and then shade again. So the drone's not able to mine for a moment. Killing some roaches, going to get back towards this 4th base where there's going to be more reinforcements of herO showing up. The oracles are going to be here too. We get rid of a couple more roaches. I feel like herO's doing a lot with this. He's just continuing to move around. He's looking good while moving around. Just feels like he's getting a lot of value from this so far, to be honest. And Zeb's going to fire the Roach Queen. Trying to fire back in response. We do see a couple more Adept Shades coming in. Stasis will catches just a few Lings as they pop out. These Adepts going to cancel, just keep fighting. Obviously, the threat of the Shade keeps a few units further back. Kind of committed deep. About to have Blink, so herO can absolutely start going into Blink play now and get that Blink into play, something he can work with here as well to help out this scenario. So many Adepts. Like, the fact he's still building Adepts is kind of astounding. At this point, like I say, Blink is finishing. You'd think Blink would just be used as a really good option. As Ling run by, because he would not be herO if he did not let Lings into his natural. It's almost like he just doesn't believe the Lings can walk in. He's like, surely this game, he's just not trying to enter my base, right? Like, if I just pretend he can't, surely he can. He's like, well, how do you do this every time, Reynor? Crazy. Just trying to think of some reason. It is like the weakness of herO. Like I say, some of it might be like he might be kind of lax about it because he feels like it's okay, but sometimes it really does screw him over. Dep's gonna commit to the shades. What? Well, what? What? I have got no words, guys. I've got absolutely no words. I mean, he cleans out a lot of the Hydras, so he resets the Hydra count. He's going to go into Stalkers, trades out the Adepts, kills 14 drones in the end, maybe? Maybe we're talking? Maybe, you know, 70 army, 70 supply down. Maybe we're chatting. Maybe we're gaming. I mean, herO's just gonna play with these Stalkers defensively against these Roaches. herO is up 12 workers. If he could find a defense, then maybe half a chance, but he has to defend this first of all. Let's see if he can do so. The Stalkers pull back, extra warp into the top side. +2 attack to the +1 attack as we see the battery getting recharged as well. Stalkers just blinking away. They're going to run out of space to blink soon. herO will pull his probes right over to the side, man. These Stalkers just cannot have the time to do what he needs to. You see the Roach Hydra still taking damage, and herO just pushed into the corner. Just doesn't have enough Stalkers to really deal with this at all. The Adepts gone, so these Hydras are melting through, and it's going to go to Game 7. GG says herO. Reynor makes it happen. I wonder if you rewind that game, you keep the Adepts alive, if it does look any better, if you just try and play defense if that army pushes across. Because it's hard to push across when those Adepts are still applying pressure too. Like, as soon as those Adepts go down is when you see Reynor striking for the opportunity. So maybe that just play actually opened the door for Reynor to make the play anyway.
Reynor.
Alright, game 7 of the best of 7. herO has definitely played shaky today, man. Like, he's made some mistakes. As this probe comes across, 15 hatchery from Reynor means that we will not block this location. Probe going to nibble through. A couple of drones going to join up together. We take a second or so to see just where things are looking right now. Going to get the Reynor first-person view for the first few moments of this game. Alright, well, I'm just going to be seeing the continuation here for a moment or so. Just going to be seeing where we go to, get to the herO point of view, wait for these initial builds to kick off a little bit early. What are my thoughts on air fryers? Wonderful device. I don't know. How about what are my thoughts on PVZ? Very cool. Although a very dramatic series, like I say, it's been a pretty crazy set of affairs, really. As we get set up here. Rice cookers also wonderful, yep. Yep. That's not the time to be asking nonsense questions, guys. Game 7! Grand finals. Get your head in the game, viewers. Yeah. You guys we're all flaming herO for making some weird choices, yet here we are, completely distracted from the main point of conversation. Come on. Next speed starting up, Stargate on the way. That will be trailing just on the bottom side there. Pretty safe, holding that back. And it goes Stalker, so wants to get this Overlord. Overlord is making a run for it. Normally in this map, which is pretty short on the rush distance and pretty quick to move across. No high ground, low ground kind of scenario from natural to natural if you go through that kind of upper left pathway. So you can kind of get across the map very comfortably. Oracle pops out, link speed about to finish. Oracle and the Stalker together here, going to gather in. Oracle Wolfgate coming through, next is the pylon coming up. Set here for a couple of moments, so bringing this through, getting this on the way. Get rid of this Overlord eventually, so that Stalker does deliver that denial. Mr. Oracle coming up, Evo Chamber early from Reynor. Wow, is this going to be like a melee upgrade? We haven't really seen him play melee upgrade early, right? I wonder if after 2 games of Adepts he just doesn't think herO will do it again, so he thinks herO's just going to play a lot more standard, in which case he can get away with a melee upgrade in a Ling heavy style for the early stages. Has the melee, so Reynor going to get to the nice quick melee upgrade. The Oracles trying to creep tumor at least. We'll find 2 because we're still active, so may as well get rid of the active creep while we're activated. Still has activation, so we'll try for the mineral line, but we pull towards the spore. Good defense from Reynor. Bane Nest coming down. So nice quickling Bane. Now the charge is on the way, so it's actually going to be a good build choice against the melee, but the Baneling Nest does help a lot against the Zealots. So we're going to have the Banelings against the Zealots. That's going to be a major plus. Then we're going to have just obviously Zealots against the Lings. That's a major positive. It's really down to these Banelings and how many we have, and if we have enough to crash through the Zealots, that's going to be dictating a lot of how these early fights go. If there are early fights or commitments, Reynor is making a lot of units, man. He's making a lot of lings at the moment. And as he runs forward here, these two Adepts going to run back. Holy, even crazier. They don't just pull back and save themselves. They complete the wall off. It has been such a horrible day for hero wall-offs. I mean, I know everyone memes about the hero walls. I usually don't mention it that much, but like it's been so bad today, I can't help but mention it because it really has been a pretty abysmal showing from him in terms of creating walls. Temple Archives coming down, charge and +1 still building as well. Melee upgrade continues through. Just going to see the Queen, the drones, the Overlords. All of that still building by just for now. As you see the Prism and move out up the map. The Oracle's going to get back to the center. Oracle's coming about. Queen's just going to be there. Keep those Oracles pushed around a little bit. I'm still moving over. One Ling, one Overlord dead in this game. Not a lot happening. Hydrogen going to come up from Reynor as well, so he's going to get to that Hydrogen. Has not put the Evo Chamber into use yet for +2 melee. Could go +1 missiles and power the Hydras a bit, as we do see Zeldar going to show up on this 4th base. Reynor's out of position. Reynor's just completely the wrong location here, so this 4th is going to go down. He is already going to start a hatchery. He is building a hatchery up to the top side of the 5th base. Will now become the 4th. As this one gets denied, like I say, very easy pushing in denial right there. But hero, that couldn't have looked really much simpler for him to start off with, at least. Why is an Oracle's DPS higher than a Void Ray? Because it's a glass cannon unit. It deals good damage, it dies in an instant. No, hero, man, the way heroes played today, I would not be shocked if he just walked all of his Zelds into those Banelings, to be honest. Those Banes are slow as well, right? We have obviously less, so we should absolutely be getting Bane speed. So that's something for Reynor to look at. Storm on the way up from hero as he preps into this setup. We really need to get Bane speed, because without Bane speed, the Banes are going to really struggle to get through storms and to do anything successful. As Bane speed starting now. It was missiles in the end, by the way, off the Evo Chambers, so we do follow with the missile upgrade after the +1 melee. Not going to go +2 melee. You love the real talk you get from 5 AM Wardy? I mean, no, I mean, no, honestly, like, I'm not even, like, you know, you can make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But today, the wall-offs from hero have been egregious. Not just in, like, sometimes he's not had a Zealot in them. Sometimes he's had a wall with 2 gaps in it. Sometimes he's made a wall that 2 Archons couldn't have walled if they tried to hold position. Like, his walls have been terrible. Like, you just gotta call that stuff out, no? Sometimes people have glaring mistakes in their play, and if I feel badly done to by it, I feel like everyone else should hear about it, so... Alright, we're pushing up here. Bane Speed's not done for a couple more moments. Opportunity for hero, gonna hit a bunch of storms around the sides. The Banelings do get some crashing effects as hero just walks into a mass surround on creep. Honestly, and the Lings are in on the other side of the map. Okay, guys, I mean... Hero lost this series. Reynor played great, but man, hero just did everything he could not to win this. I can't say it any other way. Reynor with the setup, I mean, he does come in from both angles. He shuts that down beautifully. He gets across the map at the same time. The Lings are still in the main base at this point, by the way, so this is still ongoing over here as hero just lost everything. I don't know what he thought this timing was. I don't know what he thought he was going to magically have in this moment that Reynor was just not going to have a response to. Like, don't get me wrong, the army was good, but stepping onto creep, allowing yourself to get wrapped around there, maybe that's just the thing. Maybe you just didn't think the units were going to be spread out in such a way. But, yeah, that's obviously something which is going to make this very tough as well. As now hero tries to get the rebuild going. Reynor is going to start up the Lingbane Hydra aggression as he gets a lot of this setting up ready to go. One storm coming down defensively. We're not going to have a lot of storms because we've had to rebuild the High Templar from scratch. He does successfully wall here with the Zealot Warp and stops those Lings from getting in this time around. Hero's economy is okay here. 69 to the 79, 67 to the 79 workers. But he needs to deal with this Lingbane Hydra, and he needs to start doing a lot of efficient trading in the near future. Now, he is going to kind of push this group of Banelings away, so this part of the defense is good. Hero getting it together a little bit right now for this continued defense. Ling Bane Hydra still producing through, +2 missiles coming up. The Hydra's still producing by. Prism and a few probes building as hero's economy is going to be right back on track. Reynor starts the +2 missiles to continue with that Evo chamber now. Good catch by herO. He's just in position to deal with these Zealots. He does use quite a lot of Banes, honestly, as herO pushes up to the top, so herO going to try and take this opportunity. He doesn't have that much High Templar energy. I think if you had more Storms, you can stick around there because you can storm that area a second time. However, look at this. This time, Reynor is setting up the surround very nicely for himself. We're going to drop a Storm in from herO. That's obviously a little bit too late perhaps for that Storm. He has to kind of storm on top of his own units, killing a bunch of them, just to try and free himself from those Zerglings. The Hydras are catching these units, which are going to get backed up against the wall. The Prism gets target fired. The Zealots do get here, though, and that's going to save this for herO for the moment, and now he's going to be able to chase through. He's going to get a jump on these Hydras and keep on chasing them as Reynor felt like he had an opportunity to kill it all, but now Reynor makes the mistake. He overextends, and herO is going to catch that army and get a whole bunch done. Now he's going to keep chasing forward right now. Banelings are not ready. The Zealots are going to dominate if these Banes don't get finished up, and they are in some trouble. Storms keep coming down, canceling the Banes. The Banes do finish. Zealots need to try and split away from them. A couple of them eat the Storm right now. Reynor in retreat mode. We are going to see this hatchery topside going down, and Reynor is going to lose a base. herO is not going to have this game slip away from him just yet. He's going to keep on fighting through for the moment. Drops a recall because guess what? Lings are into the natural in the main base again. The door is open. Welcome in, says herO. Can he at least clean these up effectively without losing too many workers? Yes, he probably will. herO's stacking up cash as well, money to spend. And if he spends this cash, then he will have himself a good supply lead. As a Lurker Den comes down right now from Reynor, he will look for the future. herO could probably push a game before that, realistically. herO has 93 to 65 army supply, warping available, and he's going to send Zealots one way. I mean, he just sends all the Zealots in this direction, to be honest, at the moment, but you need to be careful. If you're running that many Zealots around the map and Banelings hit you, you're going to have a really bad time. Ling Bane Hydra still gathering. A reset for a moment or two here. A moment of calm, especially after the Zealots stop kind of moving. hero's about to be maxed. If he maxes, he wants to move. Because he does not want to let Lurkers come up freely if he's just already maxed and has, has the chance to kind of just get going here, right? So, needs to maybe look at that as he is on the map. herO with the chance to move through. Reynor should be setting up the Lings to run into the natural. Because that's been what's effective for him so far. Going to step onto creep here right now. 40 Banelings from Reynor. Can he find a wraparound? He's got Banelings that are going to run towards the 4th base. Decent Storms. I actually do manage to get those Banelings to connect on the Zealots, though. So a few Zealots going down already there. Good Storms coming through. herO continuing to chase on into this. The Banelings are on the bottom side coming around. High Templar's trying to escape away. Reynor looks as though he might have himself the hold. herO lost about 9 workers on the other side. He's got no reinforcements here, and he does not also have any sort of Prism Micro. So a few Zealots show up, but that's not going to be enough, and herO will not run through with this, and that is going to be a defense from Reynor. Archon walks up the ramp. Reynor is going to hold. However, Zealots show up on the left-hand side looking to cancel this hatchery again. I don't think it's going to be in time. herO with the mothership on the way. Reynor with the Lurker Den now up, and he's got seismic spines building, so we're getting closer to the impending Lurkers that are going to be upgraded and ready to party. Reynor takes a supply lead in this game after being down. God, I'd love to see someone calculate like a win percentage graph for this game. It feels like it's going to be wavy wobbly, man. Everyone's having a chance and then no chance and then messing up and then taking the lead. And like I say, I love Reynor's position, getting the Lurkers. Where are we at? I want to see the unit composition actually, if we can, from here. We'll see exactly where he sits at this point in terms of unit comp, because I wonder if he's got enough to really challenge against the Lurkers. Oh, okay, he is still building Immortals. Adrenal Gland's coming up from Reynor again, making use of the fact that he's going to have Hive Tech, obviously. And goes across. Zergling moving around. Gonna start a shield upgrade. Ling Bane Hydra still producing through in good numbers. Like I say, we have had some Lurkers morphed in. We got these Banes morphing for a moment or two there. Get that set up. Zell's just run into those banelings. Here actually loses a chunk of supply on that one, and now Reynor on the bottom right side is going to have himself... Ooh, actually not a chance to jump on those High Templars and the Archon, so for the moment at least that one will be safe. My goodness. The crowd's loving it. The crowd's laughing. Double Stargate from herO. He's going to set up to maybe start building some of those air units. herO moving. If the previous attacks didn't work for herO, I don't think this is an attack we want to take either. Reynor's going to recognize just how much it's here, although Reynor's going to run away scared from this. Now, there are going to be storms to zone, so because Reynor's kind of backed away from this, we can zone with those storms nicely. We get rid of that right side base. Reynor will look for the counterattack. There's a lot of lurks that counterattack, and herO does not have a response to those yet. Tempests are starting to build, but they're going to take a while to come into play, and that's going to be our next issue in this game. Can we get enough Tempests up? Can we get an answer to these lurkers in general, especially when these lurkers are already positioned? We're going to recall home. We're going to try and jump on this army as it recalls. Mothership available here. Storms come down onto the lurkers. We prop the cloaking, but there are going to be overseers. More storms coming through. herO continue to try and hold. The lings on the bottom side of this are going to fade out. We do not have storms remaining. This forward base will go down. However, herO has other bases. Reynor lost a lot as well. Both players 150 supply. Not a lot of money left in the bank in the slightest. Reynor gets the base, lifts up, and retreats away from this position. Time to get out of there for him. He did what he could with that attack. Storms from herO really managed to get a lot done. Zealots, Mortals, High Templars looking to come through. Tell you what, a lot of those lurkers are low, so a storm or two is going to put them in some trouble, especially if they sit in it. That's why we have to unburrow and relocate. I don't think there's a lot of storms from herO, though, so you can't just rely on the storms. The Zealots are going to take the Hydras on a walk up to the top left as they try and play cleanup. And obviously the Zealots do confirm that base. I'm not sure if he already saw it or not, but now he knows absolutely. Turns around, gets rid of a couple of those Hydras. The Lurker here is just dancing with the mineral line. We're going to get a warp in of Zealots here, but we're still going to need detection to really deal with that, as we are going to see more units heading to the bottom. herO has zero intention of being over there. His army's moving to the top left corner, looking to hit this top left base here on Tourmaline. Lurkers are pushing through. They're going to head across. These cannons are going to get a Lurker or two, maybe. As now herO has to find his way over there. His main army to the top left. Recall, I think, is still on cooldown. Or is it? He's collecting together. Nope, he's just going to start base trading. We've seen some absolute clown fiesta games from base trades in this series already, and this might just be another opportunity for this game to go in that direction. As herO, let's do something. Move forward or keep going. I get it. He's probably microing back at home and doing a few things, because obviously Reynor is full swing across the map. Army supplies even. 7 Tempests. I don't think there's an answer to Tempests in this game. Like, I just don't think these Tempests can be stopped by anything. So if herO just goes back, I mean, right now he's got a couple Tempests already playing defense. I mean, okay, I guess right now you shouldn't go back. I guess you should probably continue to kill all of the important bases of Reynor. You need to make sure he stops mining. We also just need to make sure we have detection against these lurkers, because that's one thing that can make this disastrous for you in the long term. A few more High Templar again warped in. herO's still adding some tech into his play. These probes are being playing a ring around the Tourmaline on the bottom right side. It's going to be seeing the army pushing through, a couple overlords going down. herO's supply is lacking, but he's ahead in army. It's mostly the workers that he's been dropping off on. Hydra Lurker on that central position. He does have the recall back, surely at this stage. Should be off cooldown if he needed to regroup everything together. Kills off this natural. Now goes into the main base. Game 7 of this finals has given us an epic ending. It's been an absolute set of plays to get us here, but here we are. We're going to have a storm available, hits onto some of these units. We are going to see the cannon plus the Archon going to work through those lings. The High Templar lives on the top side. And then we walk into the lurkers, because it wouldn't be this game without making mistakes. But it is scrappy right now. I mean, I'm bringing the vehement from the earlier mistakes into this current situation, which is a lot tougher. But the recall home is going to give herO the chance to fight. The Tempests are doing their thing. We're going to start clearing up. herO is going to be up against a Reynor who does not have a rebuild economy. We are going to pop the cloaking. The Overseers are not nearby, and Reynor has to keep on running. herO chases down that army. The lurkers being hunted, and the Hydras will run away, scarpering as well. 80 to 60 army supply in this game. herO knows where the army is, so he's just going to keep chasing it, and Reynor cannot run forever. herO can cut the corners, he can play catch-up, and eventually I think Reynor's going to run out of options here as he tries to scrounge this game together in the final moments. But he's got one base left to the far right side. He's going to send some Ling Hydra to counterattack. herO does not have bases around the map, so if this somehow did go into another base trade, that's a situation that could become weird, but of course this is what we can do. We can turn these Tempests around. The Hydra's going to lunge forward, but I just don't think there's enough anti-air. The Tempest count has been an issue for a while, and realistically, at this stage, it's not going to be dealt with. The Hydra's trying to get underneath, but the Tempests will just fight. Tempests are not meant to be straight up fighting units, so when they can fight straight up, it's going to be an issue. The counterattack from Reynor, as herO just needs to get some probes away elsewhere on the map, just in case it becomes that sort of a scenario. Oracles want to be careful, need to keep them alive, need the revelations, need the detection to help deal with these lurkers. The Viper doesn't even have energy. That's the game state here from Reynor right now. He's chasing the probes of herO back across the map. We're storming to kill a bunch of the drones just to keep this dramatic, as we do have the High Templars stepping through. The Tempests, though, are looking unstoppable still. This hatchery is going down. The lurkers will be going down. If the lurkers fall, I don't think anything else happens. We abduct in the High Templar, which will get the storm onto the lurkers anyway, and these lurkers will all go down. Reynor on 53 supply, a grin on his face. herO looking absolutely concerned because he's got Hydra's base trading. He doesn't have structures around the map. He's got to protect this, but I think at this point he absolutely can. A storm comes in. The Lings and Hydras will take the damage. We are going to be seeing the Oracle going down, but now the units show up. The couple of Zealots walk in, and herO is going to take the series 4-3 over Reynor in what might have been one of the absolute best, worst games of all time. herO better walk up to this interview and said he just wanted it to be a bit more fun, because I don't know what to tell you. herO with the moves, as we are going to have him taking the championship of the SC2 All-Stars over Reynor 4-3 in the finals. Holy. But it doesn't matter how it happened, guys. What happens is that it did happen, as herO lifts the trophy. Man, that's a sick trophy. I love the SC2 on the top of it. herO looks like he's going to slam that down on something, man. Bam! He's like, damn. Maybe I use this as my wall off next time. He's like, or I could use this to keep my wall open. herO, champion of the SC2 All-Stars here, live from Hangzhou. What a final performance.
好的，那相信herO现在心情一定非常非常的激动，尤其刚刚的最后一把，两边打到了最后一刻，翻中翻，跟我们简单的说一下刚刚最后一局决胜局你的心情吧。
마지막 7세트를 되게 어렵게 이겼잖아요. 이기고 역전하고 또 이기고 했는데 그때 심정이 어떠셨나요?
이게 경기 당시에는 너무 승기가 짙어지다 보니까 벌써 우승 생각을 하다 보니까 좀 더 굳힐 수 있는 경기였는데 못 굳혔던 게 아쉬운 것 같고, 근데 그래도 우승했으니까 된 것 같아요.
其实比赛的时候可能想的有点太多了，会有很多小失误，而且我因为只想着拿冠军，所以想法比较复杂，但是最后还是拿下了这座冠军奖杯。
哇哦，那你在本次比赛里面战胜了3位世界最顶级的虫族玩家，你淘汰了 ZvP， 淘汰了 Sola， 在总决赛战胜了雷诺。 herO， 你觉得你是神族的herO吗？
지금 저그 선수만 이기고 우승을 하셨는데 진짜 프로토스의 영웅이 된 그런 기분일까요?
일단은 제가 빌드를 다 쓰다 보니까 레이너 전을 했을 때 좀 힘들 거라고 생각했는데 계속 하면서 이게 보완이 되더라고요. 그래가지고 이길 수 있었던 것 같고, EWC에서 굉장히 아쉬운 모습을 보여주면서 도우 형한테 토스 원탑 자리를
Need a word translation. I'm just letting
다시
people listen in case they want to
찾았나
hear.
모르겠는데
and they
다시
can
찾은 것
understand.
같아서 너무 기분이 좋습니다.
首先，其实打了3名虫族选手的话，其实我的战术已经差不多已经耗尽了。但是打着打着的话，我会自己去补充一下这些战术。然后在上次 EWC 上被 Classic 打输了，然后没有拿到第1神族的那个称号。但是今天我拿下了这个冠军，我感觉我又重拾第1神族的这个称号了。
今天光复艾尔。
Well, the crowd loves whatever he said.
这一次是你在中国杭州线下第1次捧起的个人总冠军奖杯，你觉得这一座奖杯对你来说会有什么不一样的意义吗？
지금 항저우에서 받은 첫 그런 우승 트로피인데 그 선수한테 혹시 어떤 의미가 있는 트로피인지 알려줄 수 있을까요?
제 개인적으로 최근에 안 했던 세레머니까지 할 정도로 정말 중요했던 대회라고 생각해요. 왜냐면 시기적으로 좀 힘든 시기이기 때문에 우승하면서 좀 좋은 인터뷰를 하고 싶었고 잘 된 것 같습니다.
首先，这次线下我做了我从来没有做过的这个冠军动作，然后因为最近的状态不是很好，但是这个奖杯会给了我很大力量。
那我们在线下有那么多支持你的中国观众，那么在线上也有很多人守在直播间为你加油，来对我们的中国粉丝们说点什么吧。
지금 현장에도 많은 팬들이 와주셨고 그리고 시청자분들 많이 이 경기를 보고 있는데 팬들한테 한마디 해주세요.
일단 좀 할 말이 많긴 한데 여기 와가지고 LC보이나 주최 측 모두 그리고 스태프분들 그리고 팬분들 다 너무 항상 좋은 기억이었지만 중국은 이번에 특히 더 너무 감사했던 것 같고 그리고 저희 우리나라에서도 지금 뭐라 해야 되지? 우리나라에서도 가족들이 응원해주고 있고 팬분들도 많이 응원해주시는데 우승할 수 있어서 기쁘고 팬분들과 가족 때문에 우승할 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
首先，非常感谢来到现场支持我的这些粉丝，然后还有在韩国有我的家人一直在默默地
Hero
支持
said,
我。
haven't won a
也是
ceremony
非
in a
常
long
感
time.
谢这
He's
次
not
主
been
办
doing well, but
方
this trophy will
以
give
及
him
星际
some
老男
strength.
孩，还有各位工作人员和粉丝来到现场，来为《星际争霸2》的一个支持。然
A
后
little bit of
非常
translation
开
from the
心
chat.
能拿到
Thank
这
you.
个冠军，谢谢大家。
如此精彩的比赛，如此激烈的游戏，如此好的解说选手后，还有我们最好的观众朋友们，星际争霸值得我们为他而热爱。把掌声再次送给我们的冠军 herO。那么我们的比赛到这里就全部结束了，感谢我们所有选手这2天给我们带来的精彩赛事，感谢所有的观众朋友，感谢所有的工作人员的付出，谢谢你们每一个人的热爱与陪伴。那么我们最后想有请小herO再一次捧起属于他的冠军奖杯，全场高呼一下我们冠军的名字，好吗？
She's like, go pick up your trophy. She's like, oh, he's like, oh, I left it on the floor. He's like, oh, I keep this thing? My bad.
哇，我们星际的宇宙永不落幕，传奇的故事还在继续。希望大家可以带着这一份热爱，我们下一次再见，各位星际指挥官们，下次再见，拜拜。
Bye bye. Damn, what a sick event. Genuinely sick event. Absolutely incredible. Production, amazing. Arena, amazing. Crowd, awesome. Games, amazingly something. Clean feet didn't lag a single time. Actually crazy. Actually freaking crazy. More China, please. More China, please. Alright, guys. I'm going to head off. In an hour and 40 minutes, I will be back because there's never enough StarCraft in a day. OSC Championship action in an hour and 40 minutes time. So I'll see you guys back in an hour and 40 for some OSC. Do you guys want the rebroadcast from like the start of the day at least? I could start it off with like the MMA DRG and it'll probably start going into like herO Solar. We'll probably have to turn it off after not long, but it'll give you guys something to watch. Well, because I'm only going to be gone an hour and a half, so I may as well give you guys, like, I may as well keep the stream live. Yeah, you guys want it? Okay, I'll set that up. On YouTube, we will go offline on YouTube. Please like and subscribe, and if you like it, we do come back in literally 1 hour and 40 minutes for OSC Championship. It'll be on a new link on the YouTube. It'll be in the same channel. So, so yeah. Do rerun of the finals. What do you guys want? Do you want a rerun from the start or rerun of finals? I think rerun from the start makes more sense. More people probably missed the start, to be honest. DRG game? Yeah, I think the DRG game. Start. Finals, start. Ugh. Start. Well, I'll give you guys, if you guys don't get what you want, if you guys want to watch the finals, then I'll give you guys the YouTube link, okay? Cool. All right. Let me press the stop record.